Welcome back to Keys on News, everybody. To start today off, we have official confirmation that Nintendo is going to be staying away from AI, and this is really funny amid the current Power World controversy. I mean, I know Game Freak and whatever is somewhat separate from Nintendo, but they're still technically part of the same company, you know what I mean? And with Power World having so many designs that were likely AI influenced, I can't help but wonder if this response or this statement was kind of prompted by the lawsuit and all that. But regardless, it's great to know that Nintendo is planning to stay away from using AI. As like the tweet here says, there's many other gaming companies that are really leaning heavy into AI. It's not just game companies, just companies everywhere. So yeah, I honestly think it'll be better in the long run for companies to stay away from AI, because soon that'll be the way for you to stay unique, because so many people will be delving into it. And therefore you'll have better projects, not just because they're made with only the human touch, but also just because you're doing something different. Next up, we have Francis Ford Coppola stating how he's basically against the streaming model of watching movies, claiming that you can only get the true experience of watching a movie in a theater. And while I technically agree in principle, like I think most movies are better in a theater, there's movies that can be designed for the streaming platform and designed to be watched from the comfort of your home. So I don't think this is entirely true. And I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that people are watching movies from home now. I mean, it does kind of suck that you don't go to the theater as often as you do, but at the same time, it just makes people spend less money because the prices for snacks are so outrageous now. So you feel less obligated to buy those expensive ass snacks and just eat something from the comfort of your home. And also, at the end of the day, it's how a movie's made that determines whether it's good or not where you watch it. So you can't really say that watching a movie from home ruins the experience of watching a certain movie. And it's funny because Francis Ford Coppola's movie Megalopolis that he just released budget was $120 million, and it's only made $1.8 million so far. So that fucking sucks, man, for him. And I have to admit, I've said before, I thought Megalopolis would be good, right? But after hearing a whole bunch of shit about it, there's no way in hell I'm gonna go see that movie. I've seen certain clips, and the delivery just looks off. And don't get me started on the whole situation where they use fake reviews to promote the movie as well. Like, come on, that just shows how desperate they are.
This is a crafting table. Here's how it works. You place these elements in different patterns, and you got yourself a sweet blade. You want to see a blade? I'll show you a blade.
I was doing a lot of the live action things.
That's okay, bud. Buckets are useful.
Like, the backgrounds at least look fine, but I feel like it's the items and the individual like characters. Like, not by the actor. I'm not saying the actors look ugly, but I mean like the pigs or like the sheep. You know, I think it's the characters and the items that are really suffering from the live action look here. And as for why the movie's live action, apparently the reason why they chose to make it live action is because they wanted to do something different, since other people had made like animated Minecraft stuff before. It's like, what? That's not how it works. If other people have done animated Minecraft stuff before and people liked it, I mean, I'm not saying that you should just do the exact same thing that other people do, but I don't think that gave you really a motive to change it to live action. Like, if there's something that's been animated its whole life, like it's like the Disney live action remakes. If they wanted to reintroduce the story to the modern audience, then they could just remake the animated version. You don't have to make a live action version just to put some new stars in it, like fucking Will Smith as Aladdin. Like, the trailer for the new John Wick spin-off, Ballerina, has released a few days ago, and I have to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the John Wick movies, especially the second, third, and fourth. I know that's not popular opinion. I do really like the first one, but anyways, I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but I actually think Ballerina looks really good. Now, like a lot of people are saying, what makes the ballerina character played by Ana de Armas so intriguing is that she's not, like I hate to use the term Mary Sue because that makes me sound like one of the anti-woke people that are just like, oh, every woman in every show ever is bad. Like, no, that's not what I mean. But my point is, she's not a protagonist that seems like she's just gonna have everything handed to her or have no weaknesses. Like, she's actually gonna have weaknesses that she's gonna have to overcome, and that's partially why she is going under the ballerina moniker, because she knows that she's not as physically strong as a lot of people, but she's gonna like use her stealthy ballerina skills to her advantage, right? And I think that's interesting. It's interesting as opposed to just going for like a second John Wick, who's just like she's still badass, but she's badass in her own way with her own unique moves and shit. And also Lance Reddick is still in this project. This will most likely be his last appearance. I'm sure this is the last thing that they filmed with him, unfortunately, but it'll still be nice to see him one last time. Next up, we have some very, very weird news, being that Sony has doubled the price of Horizon Zero Dawn after they unveiled the PS5 remaster for it, and this is likely due to the fact that they just want people to essentially be forced to buy a PS5. For once, it seems like Sony is finally kind of leaning into the PS5 for real, like 5 years into its lifetime, and they're like, yo, if you want to play Horizon Zero Dawn for a cheaper price, you now have to play the remastered version on your PS5, unless you want to pay out the wazoo. Now, should they be doing this? Absolutely not. Just because you release a new version of a game doesn't mean you should up the price of the old version. If anything, the price of the old version should go down. Like, that'd be like if when Persona 3 Reload released, the price of Persona 3 FES on the PS2 went up, like, double. Everyone would have complained about that, so everyone's going to complain about this. And it just sucks because in my video where I talked about the PlayStation State of Play, I complimented Horizon Zero Dawn on offering the upgraded version for only $10, but if they're upping the price of the PS4 version, like, that kind of cancels out the good deed then. Agatha All Along was apparently Marvel Studios' least expensive live-action Disney Plus series, according to a Hollywood Reporter. And if so, I'd call the viewing numbers a massive W then, because I'd wager that even though something like Loki was more successful in terms of viewership, I'd wager Loki cost a lot more than Agatha All Along did. Loki's probably even on the higher range of TV shows, because I'd say it has like some of the most special effects, especially when you compare it to other shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier and all. Like, there's not much special effects there. So yeah, Loki may have had more actual viewership, but I don't know if the cost was lower. I guess Agatha All Along really is doing good. Marvel and DC have lost the trademark for the word superhero. Now, if you were like me, I'm sure you didn't even know that Marvel and DC like trademarked the word superhero, right? because so many people use it. It's not just Marvel and DC who make superhero shit. But apparently they lost it solely because they didn't respond to the court order. Like, basically, Marvel and DC were challenged by a small company called Super Babies Limited that make these comics called Super Babies. So, they of course need the superhero trademark. And DC, apparently, according to them, attempted to interfere with their efforts to promote their comics. And if DC really did this, I mean, come on, dude. You're already fucking huge. Marvel's probably a bit bigger than DC, but what, you're the second biggest superhero company, right? And you're gonna try and shit on the little guy? Are you serious? I'm definitely glad that Marvel and DC lost the trademark for superhero, because they don't fucking need it. Why do you need the superhero trademark? Yeah, you need the trademark to your own characters. Like, no one should be able to just profit off of a Batman project or an Iron Man project without Marvel or DC's permission. But the superhero is so fucking broad. The Simpsons parodied Breaking Bad. Oh my god, oh my god. No way. I'm shocked The Simpsons did this, though. They did it as part of their season 36 premiere, where they parodied a whole bunch of series finales, but Breaking Bad was really the only one that I heard about. I just thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to mention it. There's not really much to say about it. As is the same with this story, being that iShowSpeed now has his own flavor of Prime that is dragon fruit related. I mean, come on, iShowSpeed. Do you really want to get involved with Logan Paul right now? Next thing you know, iShowSpeed's going to be involved in fucking Lunchly. Fucking iShowSpeed Lunchly packs. There you go, kids. Even more reason to buy our unhealthy shit. Daniel Kaluuya is going to be getting a statue to celebrate his role in Get Out, and it's going to be placed with other iconic statues such as Batman's, Bugs Bunny's, Paddington's, Harry Potter's, Mary Poppins, and Mr. Bean. Now, that's just crazy to me, because all of those, no offense to Daniel Kaluuya and his character, are way more fucking iconic than this. And I think it's cool that he gets to join in, especially since like the statue isn't just going to be of him, it's going to be of like that the scene that's in the discussing film tweet I'm showing, like where he's like in a shocked state, and he's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And now we're going to have a statue of that. So we're actually going to have a statue of a meme, and I think that's very interesting. To end today off, we have the most important news ever, being that The Incredibles have been added to Fortnite. Oh my god, oh my god. Now, of course, all everyone's focusing on is Miss Incredible and her ass in the game, because that's Fortnite players. To be fair, most of them are doing it as a joke. I guess I'll end this Kiesel news off with a question. Whose side are you on? Are you gonna fuck Miss Incredible or Mr. Incredible? Come on, don't be shy.